It's Kareen here, and what you're about to witness is one entrepreneur's journey on how they navigate a challenge or need support in an area of their business with me. Results may vary if you try this on your own. The purpose of sharing this with you is to help you know that help is always available and you don't have to do it alone.
I went through a program called 90-Day Pipeline that is completely designed to do like market research and customer listening, understanding your market, and then building like a results mechanism around that. And it was a really helpful program. It was before I started it in like July. So it was before the election, including all the gubernatorial elections, which impact my work. And I identified a target market that I had worked with before, which was national workforce nonprofits. And I went really hard into that space. I talked to a lot of people. I built a results mechanism around it. I even started convening a community of leaders in that space. I built a lot of trust. Like I felt like I was doing A+ with the program. And then we hosted a workshop for them on the results of the gubernatorial elections and what that means for their work. Like we were knocking it out of the park. And then that all just went to shit January because all of their funding got, not all of it, that's dramatic, but a big portion of their funding was from federal sources and it got pulled. And now, to your point, Kareen, I think so much of the market right now, whether it's tariffs or federal funding, is hedging. That hedging has been nonstop. So yeah. I felt really clear on my market, but now I'm kind of going back to the drawing board. And the reason I introduced it as workforce nonprofits and industry associations is because we started with industry associations and they are, member revenue based. So I'm trying to see, which of my market that I've served has, a good amount of spending power right now. And even that, they're impacted too because of tariffs. So I'm just struggling to nail it down.
I feel like I want you to ask yourself, because this is the intuitive question coming to me, so I'm kind of channeling it for you, but is there a way you can position your services that actually are required because hedging is happening? Speak to the problem and why your services are still so important to go and have in place, especially during these times. Because the thing is, there is still budget. There is still something to be spent. There is still requirement for assistance. There's always outside contracting happening. So why can't it be you that still is the first one that they call during these times? Mm-hmm. Because if that's the market you know really well, it could be a positioning on how your services serve during a time like this.
Yeah, that's great. I'll think more on that because right now, the market is very negative. A lot of the organizations that I work with are left-leaning organizations, and they're feeling the impacts of administration and all of that. But I do see an opportunity because it seems like where we're headed is states are going to have more implementation authority. They're going to have block grants, whether it's more or less money to be seen, yet to be seen. But that could be an opportunity where when nobody's acting, states still need guidance on how to spend that money. And so they can be in there working with those states. So that's one angle on it that I've been thinking about, but I've just been all over the place with it. So thank you, because that brings focus to my thought process on this.
And for the times, I'll tell you that in downturn markets, so if you can position your brand as the solution, even though the service is exactly the same, it's the positioning on why you should be the one that comes in is because you have that understanding of what they're going through. It's a huge marketing channel for most services that we feel like, for example, during the pandemic, my business doubled because people didn't know how to really work remote or have contracted services do anything. And I've been doing it for years. So I was like, yeah, great. I could come in, train, build whatever you need and source it. And it was really great because I could leverage that time doing what I had done really well, but I was positioning myself to attract more clients in to get that done. So don't let the downturn markets and the shift in government, you're seeing it first and foremost, but always look at every challenge you face in any of these markets you serve and say, how is my system and my service still a solution for them? I just have to
Yeah.
shift my positioning to build that attraction.
I really appreciate that because I've been in business for just over 4 years now. And when I started, the market was really strong and people were hiring, and our revenue doubled year over year through 2023. And then the market, it just felt like everything came crashing down.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that I have not been strong in, because in the good economic times, what I was positioning is a strategic play. It's a new initiative. It's your legacy as this group. It's your way that you're going to make this impact that you always talked about. And people invest in that when the economy is good, but they're not going above and beyond when the economy is uncertain like this. And so I think that is really the key to shifting the thinking, is how do you do the most with much, much less in this environment? And how do you remain strategic and still leave that legacy and that impact that you were looking to leave?
Yeah, because legacy requires sustainability. You
Yeah.
can't have legacy without sustainability. So now your branding is more about sustainability. And
Yeah.
it's the same service you provide, So thinking about that piece, I think, is going to shift how you just position yourself now. And then hopefully they'll be like, yes, you hear it. Like, because people will be so hesitant in investing in anything new because they're uncertain that if it will be sustained. But what if someone came to me and said, you know what, let me help you build sustainable practices, because we know the market fluctuation is going to continue. We know that the government shifts are going to continue. We know that we're in a chaos theory type of leadership style right now. So what about sustainability? And that I think is going to be a great win for you in the work you're doing. Because the acumen, again, you have the same acumen, same services. It's just now getting the clients to be like, okay, and now the focus is about sustainability. Same practice you would put in place.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can even take it almost a step further. And one of the things I learned through customer listening is the importance of mirroring messaging, and that anchor word of sustainability might be the key. But I'm also considering, maybe I go to my target market and watch their board meetings and try to hear the words that their board members keep saying they need to focus on, and then message that to the execs.
100%. That's a great way. You can actually use AI to scrape those board meeting transcripts to give you the language.
Yep, totally. Cool. I've got ideas. Thank you.
Of course. Just want to remind you that breakthroughs and strategies are here for you. You don't have to be isolated on your business building journey. If you'd like to have a chance to connect with me and let me be all up in your business, go to heykareen.com/connect, and a team member will share how you can obtain the best support at this time. You always can have me in your pocket by leveraging my AI. Go to heykareen.app, download it, and start chatting away. And of course, I am always here, willing and ready to be the support you need. All you have to do is ask.